In a letter dated 27th January 2017 addressed to the chairman of the Indian Association of Uganda, the authority called for the association to facilitate the registration of its members in accordance with sections 5 and 54 of the Registration of Persons Act of 2015. The letter, which requests the members of the association to report to the NERA office headquarters at Kololo for registration, also urges them to carry certified copies of their certificates of residence, work permits, passports, and $100 or its equivalent in Uganda shillings. In response to the letter, officials from the Indian Association of Uganda have welcomed the idea of registration, saying that they support the formalization of the status of their members in the country.
Almost about 8-9 years back, we kept insisting that we should get an alien card, because what used to happen in those times when national ID was not there, we had to move around with our original passports and all this kind of stuff, and the authorities sometimes used heavy hands if you didn't have your original passport or something like that.
However, the association officials are calling on NERA to streamline the registration process so that it is less cumbersome. For instance, they would like the authority to do away with the requirement for multiple registrations with the same information.
We are being called at the immigration when we get our permits and residency permits and all those things. We are called at the immigration department. We sit down there for hours, which is fine. That is a system where it goes. They give us a card. Now we have to go get another alien card. We are trying to say mix both. Because basically you're taking the same information. You're not taking any other information. And still they want us to bring in certificate which is certified by the immigration. So it's the same thing.
When you apply for a work permit, which is called an entry permit, there is a deposit of $1,500. And then it depends if they give you an entry permit for 2 years or 3 years, then again you have to pay $1,000 per annum. So those costs are already high. So if they are taking the deposit of $1,500, why not issue the national ID at that time?
Rajni Taylor, a former chairman of the Indian Association of Uganda and an elder in the Indian community, thinks the fees for registering aliens should be revised.
You know, pre-72, we used to do the registration in such forms. And at the same time, the fee at that time was only 15 shilling. Now, 15 shilling during those days, I probably assume it could be $10 or $15. But paying $100, I think it's a lot of money.
For now, the members of the Indian Association of Uganda are seeking an audience with the National Identification Registration Authority to discuss some of the issues they think should be ironed out. Sohail Mugavi, NTV, Weekend Edition.